Ever wonder what happens after the dust settles for our favorite TV couples? Uh, the recent One Chicago crossover brought back Jesse Lee Soffer and Tracy Spiridakos, stirring up old feelings and leaving fans questioning, is there a future for Jay Halstead and Hailey Upton? Uh, NBC kicked off its midseason schedule with a special event uniting the worlds of Firehouse 51, Intelligence, and Daphne Medical. The crossover focused on a mysterious plane tragedy, quickly revealing ties to events from 25 years prior, involving familiar faces like Hank Voight, Dom Pascal, and Sharon Goodwin. Many fans agree that the 2026 crossover was a significant improvement over the previous year's event. It was a compelling culmination of the One Chicago franchise, but the reunion of Upton and Halstead stole the show. Their story, however, remains far from simple, powerful, red tide. Jay Halstead was an original cast member, a cornerstone of the One Chicago universe. When Tracy Spiridakos joined as Hailey Upton, she quickly became an integral part of Voight's intelligence unit. And the fifth, their secret marriage following a period of dating came as a surprise to many. Unfortunately, Halstead's departure felt uncharacteristic, leaving Upton heartbroken. He promised to return, but instead he distanced himself, eventually disappearing from her life. So Upton, left to grieve, decided to seek a fresh start. The 2026 crossover marked their first face-to-face encounter since his departure. Upton understandably kept her distance, but the underlying feelings were undeniable. They spent the day reconnecting with their old team, revisiting familiar Chicago haunts. Halstead finally took accountability, admitting he lost himself in the job and explaining his inability to reach out. He confessed he stayed in Chicago because of her. The feeling, it seemed, was mutual. Upton offered him a drink, a small gesture, hinting at a possible reconciliation. It wasn't realistic to expect a complete resolution in a single crossover. The event juggled multiple storylines and a complex mystery. However, seeing Halstead apologize was gratifying, considering the pain he caused. Upton, whether his apology is enough remains unclear. They still care for each other, but that doesn't guarantee a second chance. Upton treated him with grace, but also made it clear she wished him the best, regardless of the outcome. Halstead was lucky Upton wasn't furious, a justified reaction given the pain he inflicted. Up until his conversation with Voight, he seemed ready to blame his former boss. He didn't realize Upton and Voight had grown closer in his absence. And if Halstead hopes to win Upton back, he needs to do more than apologize. He made promises he couldn't keep. So it's understandable she's hesitant. He seemed willing to do more, stating, he didn't care about his flight, implying he'd stay as long as necessary. Currently, there are no plans for Soffer or Spiridakos to return to Chicago PD. Soffer recently finished his role in FBI International, while Spiridakos is set to lead a new show on USA Network. Fortunately, they both maintain good relationships with their former co-stars. The crossover didn't offer much time for Upton and Halstead after the case was solved. It would have been nice to see them relax and reconnect it. Still, leaving them on a positive note was far better than the unresolved ending of their previous separation. Ultimately, if this is the last we see of them in One Chicago, it's a fitting send-off for both actors. However, if NBC and Wolf Entertainment decide to bring them back, few fans would object. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder, or maybe just makes you realize how much you miss having a partner who can handle a high-speed chase, and a complicated relationship with Voight all at the same time. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, I send myself.